Takes Podcast, episode 58. It's your boy, Big Moolah. Got your boy, B Baby.
It's B Baby 1-2 of the World Takes Podcast.
Friend of the show in the building, Big Deck.
Yo.
And today, we got a real special guest for y'all. This is episode 58. We're going to call this the Much Better episode. That's hard. Owner of Much Better Studios. Everybody, I'd like to introduce y'all to Quayshawn.
What up, y'all? What up?
Quayshawn, what's good, baby?
What's going on?
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling great. I had a nice, productive day today.
That's what's up. I'm glad to hear it. Welcome to the World Takes Podcast.
I'm happy to
Thanks
be
for
here.
coming.
Yeah, you already know.
We very happy and blessed to have you here with us today. What I want you to do, start off telling people who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. Where's the camera at? I'm sorry, right there. This one. Okay. My name is Quayshawn. I'm the owner and head photographer at Much Better Studios. We're located here in New Jersey. We have two locations, one in Trenton and one in Hamilton, New Jersey. Basically, we are a space that we provide opportunities and develop entrepreneurs and creatives. We provide space. We also rent out space for events, workshops, classes, different things like that. But I'm known around town as a photographer. Yeah,
Got it.
number one shooter out here.
Right.
I like that.
That's your nickname, number one shooter.
Number one shooter.
Nah, my friend called me the main one because one time this girl made a post on Facebook and she was like, "I'm looking for a photographer and can y'all please not tag the main one?" I was like, "Damn, who the main one, sis? Like, tell us who the main one is." So we just flipped it. She be calling me, "You the main one."
Yeah. Well, shit, it's a pleasure to have you on the main podcast.
Yeah, we're
Quayshawn, how did you get into photography?
When I moved back from Atlanta, it was around the time where they had built this thing called the Pink Trap House that everybody know and love now, right?
I remember
So
that.
I had did an event in Philly called the Pink Trap House Experience in Philly, and I had did a photo shoot. So I did a photo shoot to promote my party for the first time, and that shit was just so fly. Like my boy did it in his living room, and like the setup and just the flashes and stuff going on. It was so fly. So I was like, yo, I should do something like this in my crib or whatever. And I had already bought a camera just because I wanted to do like a YouTube video one time. So I was just like looking up what's the best cameras for YouTube and just bought one. And
What was that?
what, the camera?
Yeah, the Canon.
It was a Canon. It was like a Canon Rebel something. I don't even remember for real. But that was like, it held me down. It wasn't a good camera though.
Yeah.
Like it was just like a camera to vlog and stuff like that.
Get in the game.
To get in the
Right.
game, yeah.
Inspired.
And it was like everything was trash. But I bought the camera and I was like, once I did the photo shoot, I was like, I could do this in my house. So I had ended up I just Amazon, like, it was on Amazon, like, what's, like, how do I do it, whatever, YouTube, how I do it. It got a little setup.
Yeah.
And I did my first shoot of my girl at the time. We remade Tory Lane's Chick Tape.
I remember that. It was cute. It came out really
the girl at the
cute.
time?
Yeah, my girl at the time. We was in a very public relationship too. Yeah, we was making couple remake pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, so what you
That's
Nah,
crazy.
she
You got a
did.
question
You want to know what it
later on.
was? Cause it was like, I'm mad hot.
Yeah.
But it was like,
You go ahead.
I actually wanted to be in a relationship. I was trying to like turn my life around and settle down, and so it could have been anybody at that time. Whoever was filling that gap, I was going to like go all the way with. So
Right.
Yeah.
I was like real obsessive like with her. We was like really supposed to take over the world shit. She was there. I was in my living room. I had built a little setup in my living room.
Aww.
And I remember talking to her every night, like I'm trying to set up these lights and this shit is hard, man, hard and stuff. Just talking to her, and we did our first photo shoot or whatever, and put the pictures out on Instagram. And I already was like popular, so everybody just started coming to my crib and shit. And then it got too crazy for my crib, and I ended up having to get this photography studio, and it kind of went from there. But yeah, that's how I like got into it. I had did a photo shoot and I just thought it was just fun. So I was like, I could do this.
Alright, so you said you was popular. So let's take it back a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
what's your age? Like,
So I'm 30 now, but like when I was coming up, I was doing like party promoting.
okay.
So when I was like, well, I always was popular my whole life because I was always the new kid. So I went to a different school every year of my life.
I can relate. I can relate to
Yeah.
that.
So you know when
You
you the new
embrace the
kid,
new kid
yeah,
after a while. You got a little swag on
you feel
you.
me? When you're the new kid, you're the most popular person.
Yeah.
Cause everybody like,
Wanna
who
get to
you?
know
You know what I'm
you.
saying? They want to know
You
you.
got a little swag on
You feel me?
you. You got a little flavor in you.
But it was like I always had issues too because when you're the new kid, like you also knew and like niggas want to test you. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas want to try you going to different schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Where you from?
people used to always fuck with me. I'm from Trenton. I'm born and raised in Trenton, but I was like starting to go to school and like my mom was moving around and when my dad got locked up, I had moved to like South Jersey with my mom. She moved to like Pennsauken, which was close to Camden.
Oh.
And I didn't know like Camden didn't like Trenton niggas.
Oh,
So
nah.
like when I was down
You
there,
definitely
like
don't like Trenton niggas.
yeah, like niggas was trying to like niggas was just fucking with me. So I got into a lot of fights. And once I got to high school, I was doing like basement parties and stuff like that. So that was like the thing. And then we started renting out the firehouses around Trenton
Okay.
and doing parties. So when I was like 15, 16, 17, like I was doing parties. Like my friends was like working jobs and stuff. We was throwing parties. Like I'm making like 3 bands off one party. I'm like, I'm not about to be flipping burgers for real. So, so I started doing parties, and that's how I really got popular. And then I started rapping too. So that's how I really got known in my little peer group.
Yeah.
So once I started doing that, doing parties elevated to doing club promoting. So when I'm like 19, 20, this was like Club Samba days. I don't know, remember that?
I
Philly.
remember Samba. How old you have to be to get in Samba? Was it the 18?
I think it was 18.
Okay,
Yeah, Club
okay.
Play. It turned into Club Play with Samba Play. So we was like, this was back when you had to hand out flyers and stuff. We put the flyers on people's windshield, stuff like that. So I was really like a club promoter. I became a club promoter. And then also while I'm rapping simultaneously, so I'm doing shows in the city, stuff like that. Had my little fake record label and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was always doing parties, and that's how I really got popular.
Yeah.
So I always felt it was called Champ City. Champ City, that was my label. That's when everybody was rocking Champion hoodies.
Gotcha. It makes sense though.
So everybody's rocking
Makes
Champs.
sense.
I
Who
had
was
the
that?
girls.
Who was squad? Who was part of
It was me, it was Naj, shout out to the Naj Tucker, Camille Sahar, she a singer, and then it was a dude named Philly Willie, he was from Philly. It was like, and then it just was a bunch of people that was down with us for real. Then we became Paid in Full. I had watched the movie Paid in Full.
And just got obsessed.
I just couldn't tell me I wasn't Money Mitch at that time. My dad name Mitch,
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
like,
Destined.
I'm Mitch. You feel me?
That's a good guy.
yeah.
The strive to be.
Yeah.
What was
so-
your rap name?
Did he
My
have
rap
that
name was
album
Money
when
Mitch.
they
Money
make
Mitch,
it?
gotcha.
But I rebranded. So like I always been obsessive with branding and rebranding myself too.
Mhm.
And I also think it came from like playing 2K. Y'all know
Okay.
NBA 2K?
Yeah,
And
I'm
like
playing
Madden.
that.
Yeah, so like when I was playing Madden and 2K and shit, I was obsessed with like creating a player. I never played online.
Yeah.
I were my player. I would play myself with the computer. I would create a player, put him on a team,
Send him through the season.
change this team city,
Yeah.
rebrand the team's jerseys.
Okay.
So I was always like into like
Creating,
rebranding and
yeah.
creating things. When all the kids used to play with like Pokemon and
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I was like cutting out my own cards, like creating my own monsters, giving them names and shit like that. Like so,
Yeah.
I always was like a creator for
That's
real.
good.
But yeah, that's how I became popular. So like, I felt like it ain't matter what I did, I was gonna be fired.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Definitely good.
All right, so you talked about the Much Better Studios, but I want you to like tell the people exactly where they can find you at. Like, where are they located?
Yeah, so we got a studio located 260 North Clinton Avenue. It's right across the street from the police station. That was my first big studio that I got, where we started renting out space to other people. And then I also have our super studio, like Super Walmart. We have a super studio in Hamilton, 3048 South Broad Street. So that was like all new to me, like property management and like getting like a building, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
right.
But my dad, I grew up, my dad was a big drug dealer, so like I was also like spoiled too. So like I went to Disney World my whole life and shit
Yeah.
like that. So he also was flipping houses, so he was taking his drug money and like flipping houses and stuff. So when he had got locked up and he ended up going to the feds. And then when he came home, he still had properties and stuff like that. But I didn't like that he only was doing like residential. So he was dealing with like residential stuff, and I'm just like,
Dealing with people.
I don't want to deal with like families and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People lose their jobs, stuff like that. So I always just seen bigger. I'm like, I could be doing commercial. So I just I was talking to my cousin about getting a studio, and he was like, yo, look on this app called LoopNet. LoopNet is an app that you can use to search for commercial properties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can search for commercial properties to buy or lease. That's a gem for everybody out there.
Definitely a gem.
Definitely a gem. LoopNet. And then I had went and seen, I seen this spot. It was a laundromat on North Clinton, and I met up with the owner, Jewish guy. You know, they own the world, and he asked me a very important question that like changed the trajectory of my life. He was like, do you need the visibility of a storefront? Because it was a laundromat, so it was like window space, it's like a storefront. He was like, do you need the visibility of a storefront, or do you have established clientele? I was like, I have established clientele already. Because I could throw something and it could be in the back of nowhere, people won't pull up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I have established clientele already. So he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna show you this spot next door, which was 4,000 square feet, and it was $1,000 less. But it was fucked up. And at the time I didn't know. And this was right after I came back from Atlanta, so I'm a tow truck driver at this time. I don't know shit about cars. I just needed a job. I'm a tow truck driver. So, my man said at ATL, I'm a janitor. Nah, I was working for AAA.
Okay.
Yeah, I was working for AAA. And it was bad too. Like I was like, when I got the spot, it needed so much work. I signed the lease. I signed this 7-year lease. Right? 7-year lease. Because I just knew it was such a good deal. It was 4,000 square feet, and it was $4,000. It's the first time I'm ever saying that. It's on this podcast. So it's $1,000. You heard it first. So it's $1,000 a month for 4,000 square feet. But it was fucked up. I didn't know I didn't know nothing about it. Commercial space, whatever, renovating, none of that stuff. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna need a little bit of work. Come to find out, I ended up having to put like 30 bands in it. Mind you, I'm a tow truck driver. I don't have 30,000 cash. I don't have no business loan. I ain't take out no loan, none of that. Like, this just me grinding. So like, and I got that space in February of 2020.
Okay.
So now I'm watching the news and they talking about some shit called the coronavirus. I'm like, fuck is that? They're like, yeah, everybody gotta be inside. I'm like, yeah, all right, like y'all just got this building. I gotta pay rent and I gotta pay for my apartment. So I'm overdrafting my account. I get paid, taking money out, putting the money back in. The money get in, I'm taking money out. I'm overdrafting again. This was like my routine for like 6 months. Like, so like February 2020 to like July, I'm like saving my tips. And I'm off the overdraft game. I'm overdrafting my shit, getting paid. Overdrafting my shit, getting paid.
With Wells Fargo?
Bank of America.
Oh, you know they call motherfuckers got it.
So I'm Bank of America.
That's another gym.
Nah, I don't recommend that. Don't try this at home. Like,
you gotta have that money back by tomorrow.
I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. I'm overdrafting my account. I'm selling weed. I'm just doing anything because I'm trying to get this shit done because I gotta pay $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting jerked by contractors. They charging me $1,500 for $100 jobs and shit, but I don't know at this time. So I went through the bullshit. The poppies quit on me. They poppy Corona. I'm not gonna. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. But eventually, you know, with perseverance or whatever, I ended up getting everything done. We had our grand opening October 4th of 2020, and it was a long road, but it was so big for the town because I was also sharing my journey on my Instagram account. So like, I'm also like, you know, I got the videos too.
Is
I'm
it
like,
still up for people to see? Like,
it's not up, but it's like in my archives, like I could get to it and show it for real. But it's like, it was in my story, so I'm like, every day I'm like showing them, like, and everybody just watching my shit, like, yo, something, whatever you working on, it's coming. And I was showing them the whole process, and I thought that was very important. For you to be transparent with your audience and show them the process. People like grew with me. You know what I'm saying? They got to like watch it, like, which I'm really fresh off the tow truck, come in and do this building, and then even the community got involved because they seeing me. I'm every day. I still just like I got paint on my clothes. I'm walking up and down North Clinton, and I know everybody on the block. So they like, and this building been abandoned for 20 years. So I'm here renovating. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a Chinese garment factory before I had it, and I ended up getting it and turning it into you know what we know today, Much Better Studio.
That's definitely a story. Definitely a story. It's good to people to watch your journey too, because I feel like with business, people just think like it's so glamorous, but it's really a lot of work that goes into like running a business. And
all my tenants think I'm rich. Like,
I mean, you got a nice little path to you. Like you telling us about other jobs you had, so you pretty much experienced a lot. Like,
yeah, I did like everything. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I did like everything. It was like not much I didn't do for real. Like even when I was in Atlanta and I had started the brand much better, but I was just selling like t-shirts and stuff. And then like I had moved out there with my best friend Shakir, and we ended up falling out. Like we had a plan together. Like you know what I'm saying, we got matching tattoos that say much better. Like you know what I'm saying. So like we had a plan together, and it kind of fell through. So now I'm dolo. I'm in Atlanta. I'm staying at my uncle's house. Right, my uncle got HIV. You feel me? So like I'm like not being careful, like when I'm living here and shit like that. So now I'm like, I don't have a job. Like I can't make my car payment. All I had to my name at this time was a Honda Accord, a white Honda Accord. It was my baby. Called her Cocaine Lorraine.
Shout out to Cocaine Lorraine.
Cocaine Lorraine, you feel me?
Them Hondas is right.
I still wish I had my Honda to this day.
I feel you get like 300,000 on a Honda.
Nah, right? No cap.
Nah, you could.
Miles,
Okay.
right?
That's what they known for.
Yeah.
He's known for the miles.
Yeah.
But I was like, I ain't had no job.
Not dropping. Them prices still be up on
They
the
still be.
And I was collecting unemployment at the time. So that's all I had. But then like, you know, when you're on unemployment, you doing some bullshit sometimes. So they had
it's to discourage you. The whole point of unemployment
is I feel like
you
that.
from even trying to get that shit.
I feel like that. So they cut my shit. So now I'm down here. I don't have no job. I'm on unemployment. You feel me? I'm in Atlanta, right? I'm with my uncle, and I don't have nothing for real. So now I'm like going to like taking meetings at these Amazon workshops to try to get a job at working there. It's like taking slow. Yeah. And then I ended up getting sick. Mind you, I'm on health insurance. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting sick. I had got tonsillitis.
What age is this?
It's 24.
Okay.
So I ended up getting sick. I had got tonsillitis. And this was like, everybody experienced that lowest point. This was my lowest point. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no job. I didn't have nowhere to, like, I'm staying with my uncle, you know what I'm saying? And he on bullshit. He like stealing from me for real in my room. And I'm sick with no health insurance. So I go to the hospital. And they gave me a little antibiotic.
Was you still trying to talk to girls during that time? Or did you have a little girlfriend you was stringing along?
When I was down there, I had ended up, not gonna lie, this is like a low point. I downloaded POF.
Don't be ashamed of that. People download Instagram every day.
So I'm talking to this girl, and but at this time I'm fucked up. I ain't talking to nobody.
She had all her limbs.
She was good. I ain't gonna lie. She was cool.
good on POF or off of POF?
Both. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, this was like a good, strong takedown. Like I remember
this
taking
at the
it down.
lowest point of your life.
It wasn't low right there. I was on my unemployment shit at that time.
Yeah.
But at the lowest point, I remember. I remember this day vividly. I was so sick and I was fucked up. I remember he lived on like this road where only two houses and it was a big street. And I remember walking out to the street and literally getting on my hands and knees, put my head down on the ground, and I just was begging God to change my life, bro. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen, but I just was like, God, please. Like, I never had reached out to God before, like, in this way. And I got on my hands and knees, like, my head was on the ground, and I just was, like, bearing it all, like, literally like this, bro. And I'm just like, please just change my life, change my situation. And I could never forget from that day, shit just started looking up, like, till now. Like, shit just started, been on an upward trajectory. I experienced bullshit, but that day, I changed my mindset for real. I changed my eating habits. I became a pescatarian.
Okay.
I started running. I started working out. And I kind of like was in the best shape of my life for real. And once I started being disciplined with my workout, it also made me disciplined with my mindset.
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset.
So
you look pretty in shape. This guy told me I had a dad bod. You know? I never heard that a day in my life. I never heard that. I got a six pack in there. This nigga got a bird cage.
Hey, yo, this nigga just say he got a six pack.
I got a six pack. You want me to show up? I got a six pack. I got a six pack.
I feel like you can just keep
it can be worked on, but the pack's there. The pack's there. That's no crunches.
Okay.
Yeah, the pack's there. This nigga said I got a.
this recorded, right?
Yeah, clips from this. Nah, cause I let it slide yesterday.
Yeah.
I ain't come back. I'm like, oh, this nigga said I got a dad bod. I checked myself in the mirror last night.
Nah,
You know,
it be like that though
got
sometimes.
to.
Yo, it be like that.
I'm a
sleeping
pescatarian
on-
myself.
Okay.
So I don't be eating like nothing heavy. I don't
I'm
think
not
I get
though.
a dad bod.
I'm not though.
Like,
I eat
okay.
chicken, heavy steak.
See, I ain't that in a long time.
Yeah.
World Taste Podcast, man, episode 58, the much better episode.
Nah, that's hard.
I want y'all to know that Beeb held on to that all the way from yesterday.
I had to.
You
Yeah.
couldn't sleep last night. Definitely was tossing and turning
I'm
about
like,
that.
damn, yo, this nigga been holding on that. This episode 58.
He been thinking
I didn't know
that
y'all was
shit
58.
since
Yo,
episode 1. He had that in his mind since episode 1. It needed to come out.
He been holding on
Okay.
that.
I didn't know y'all was 58 episodes
That shit
deep
crazy.
though. Like for real, that's hard. That's tough.
We gotta work on our promo. That's why we got you here, though.
Well, word, yeah. Nah, I'm blasted.
We was doing it with our niggas. My niggas don't
They don't know nobody.
Yeah, yeah, nah, I
They don't
got
know
y'all.
about-
You know how it is. You try
Yeah, yeah.
some businesses.
Yeah,
and you get
ain't work out.
much better studio.
Yeah.
For sure, all by himself.
All by
Ain't no
myself.
CFO.
Nah.
It ain't no, know what I mean, general manager.
Nah.
Ain't none of that
And
shit.
niggas
Son.
get fired every day, bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
My boy got a lot of niggas, all this shit he done been through. You know, he got a bunch of niggas around, but
Nah,
the
real.
niggas sometimes they be on their own path.
Nah,
Right.
facts.
That's real.
That's a fact.
Wait, Sean, you said something that was what I deemed powerful a couple minutes ago. You said, you know, you was at your lowest point. You said you never tried God before. But then one day you find yourself on your knees talking to God, and it seems like maybe your prayers were answered. Would you say that's factual?
Yeah, I always like kind of like, you know, thank God, thank you God, stuff like that. But it wasn't really like genuine for real. I grew up in church a little bit until I was old enough to make my decision not to go. But I never was like, I'm not a religious person still to this day. I'm more like spiritual. I got my own relationship with God. But that was the first time where life just had me so humble and I didn't know what else to do. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just, this is all I had at the time. I'm just like, if you up there, big man, let me see something because I'm fucked up out here.
What
right
church
now.
you was going to?
I went to First Pentecostal Prayer and Faith Church.
Where's that?
It's out, I think it's out like East Strand somewhere. Like, I don't even remember. I couldn't even tell you the address. I was going to like probably like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like God brings you to like, you know, he brings people to their lowest so
Yeah.
they can recognize
Yeah,
him and
for sure.
like, you know, come back to him and, you
Yeah.
know, ask him for that guidance to get to where you need to get
Yeah.
to. So you definitely needed to go through that
yeah.
to get to where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. And still to
Yeah.
this day, like I had humbling moments
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Having a daughter humble me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
I can imagine.
yeah, that's like,
You only have one.
I only got one child, yeah, and she, like, I wanted a son, but I might just have a grandson. Like, I'm like,
You doing that,
I don't, at this right now, I might look back at this in 10 years.
Come up, bro. That money coming in.
Nah,
Once
no,
you-
it's hard. It's harder now, like to like picking to date and stuff like that too. Like I'm actually not dating.
We gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We gonna get to that. We gonna know about a little
Yeah.
bit of, more about much better.
All right, word, yeah, for
So, I
sure.
mean, let me ask you something though.
Yeah.
Who inspired you to be like a photographer?
So it was my boy. His name was Rashad. He did my first photo shoot for us. So I was promoting a party and I did a photo shoot with me and my friends. And he had set up in the living room and the shit was just fire.
What's his name?
Rashad.
Can you shout him out? You got his Instagram.
Instagram is Vintage Dope Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, Instagram Vintage Dope Studios. So,
Shout out to Rashad.
yeah.
Follow that boy too.
Yeah, he definitely.
That's the
definitely
oracle right there.
Right.
Yeah, so he definitely was teaching me a little bit, but you know how it is, people ain't gonna teach you everything. So I had to go and learn on my own.
Yeah.
For real. And I ain't gonna lie, I got a PhD from YouTube University.
Yeah,
Feel me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. We had
yeah.
Brian Gibson on here. He another photographer. He probably, know what I mean, like he probably maybe started a little later than you.
Nah, I know
Slowly.
Brian, he shooting before me.
Oh, where? Yeah, but he
Brian.
said he YouTube University too.
Yeah.
PhD. I went to the same school.
We went to the same
man.
school,
Y'all
bro.
alumni.
Where every time I stop going to class, like I be like fucked up in the game. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm heavy off the YouTube
Shout out BG Visuals.
Yeah,
So
shout out BG
now
Visuals.
that you are a photographer, out of all the walks of life you've been through, now that you are a photographer, who as a photographer continues to inspire you? Like,
So this shit is really all new to me for real. Like I'm really still everything just happened in a 2-year span. I've only been shooting for 2 years for real. Like so, it's everything is still new to me. I used to think photographers was like weirdos, like corny, like
or perverts.
whatever. I never just
People always
in a
think
million
that.
years. I never thought.
The new ones, the ones who want to be doing the nude photos almost.
I see. I do nude photos.
Yeah, but obviously your shit, you the one though. Nigga coming off the side, who ain't the one, who ain't the main one. Nigga play the other shit.
Yeah, but so I just started. So it's really all new to me for real. Like niggas be thinking like I'm more advanced in this shit than I am. They be asking like, "Oh, what shit says me?" I'm like,
Bro, your shit
whatever
dope,
look
though.
good. Like, you feel me?
Nah, don't come like that.
I
You
do
can
though,
look at
word
your
up.
shit and look at other people's shit like,
And
nah,
tell
that
like
shit ain't
it's
But I think it's more so they eye for creativity too, like, and then also like Photoshop and stuff like that. But for the most part, with the camera for real, like. You know how you ever played 2K and a nigga like, yo, he got this team, and you be like, nah, it's the user.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who I use. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Yeah, or
So,
a nigga playing Madden and letting the computer catch the ball.
Yeah, like my shit is user catching. You feel me?
Hey, no shout out to you guys.
So I'm still not as equipped that like I would think I am. I didn't go to school for it. I don't have like crazy lighting techniques and stuff like that. It really be like what I think looks good in camera for real.
This shit is unbelievable. Make some noise for that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the work, bro. You are that guy, though.
The main one.
But I'm obsessive though. Like I got a crazy work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a bunch of entrepreneurs under me and like work in my studio, and they rent space from me. They pay for me, and I'm still in the studio till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I sleep there some nights that I live in Philly, so I sleep there some nights I don't want to drive home.
Yeah.
Like I still work as if I was on my hands and knees thanking God every day. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're an entrepreneur, nothing's guaranteed. You don't work, you don't like if you don't work, you don't eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hours are much longer.
You know what I'm saying? My days, like I don't look at days how everybody look at days. I'm thinking like, okay, I got 14 days into the first.
Yeah.
Cause I got 15,000 in bills.
Yeah.
So, bitch, I'm like, damn, I got 14 more days. So every day counts for me. All my time, I would look at like time is way more valuable than it was to me when I was working for somebody else.
Time our most valuable asset.
Yeah, for sure. And when you're an entrepreneur though, like you just look at shit different. Cause now it's like I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, you do look at money different too because now I'm not getting paid 8 hours a day. I gotta think in sales. So I'm like goals. I'll be like, all right, I gotta make 500 a day, and you gonna figure it out. And that showed me how powerful the law of attraction is and how your mind works. Because like crackheads is gonna go get crack. They gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So like, it's no excuses.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I'd be like, okay, I need to make X amount of dollars by Friday. And by the grace of God, it always happens. I always make it. You know what I'm saying? Some days I don't. If I'm short, I'm short.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like when you're an entrepreneur, it ain't for the weak. You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta eat what you kill for real. So you know, so just like when you're a parent, like you just see the world different. When you're an entrepreneur, you see the world different.
Especially a parent of a daughter, though. I can imagine.
Yeah, parent of and then my daughter, much better studios started in 2020. My daughter was born in 2020. So I'm doing all this while I'm becoming a new dad. So it's a very traumatic experience for me. You get what I'm saying? I'm becoming a dad. It's a pandemic, and I'm building a business, and I'm a full-time entrepreneur.
Just to be clear, though, you ain't do what dads do. You ain't name her like much or better.
Nah, I actually didn't name my daughter. Her mom did. Yeah, she named after her
I know that was coming.
Nah, I definitely didn't. I wanted to name her Queen for real because her last name Williams like mine. So my name Quayshawn Williams. So her name being Queen Williams, she would have the same initials.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's workable. You should have put your foot down there.
I was already building a business, so I couldn't take no more arguments. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
shout out to you.
I like that law of attraction. I'm very much into the law of attraction and visualizing what you want.
Yes.
And holding fast to it, seeing it, colors, smells, taste, everything, and then really coming to fruition.
I think people think the word magic was just in the dictionary. I don't think they don't know how magical the world is. And I'm not speaking from like a weirdo perspective. Right. I'm dead ass serious. You can literally, everything I have today, you can manifest that shit into reality. You get what I'm saying? Like I've dreamed my life today into reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on like things being magic. And I feel like Much Better Studios is like Hogwarts for real. Like it's a bunch of wizards. Because we have 19-year-old full-time entrepreneurs, 20-year-old full-time, 21-year-olds. Like they literally graduate high school and they're like, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. This the World Takes Podcast episode.
World's greatest.
World's greatest podcast. You hear me? So I'm gonna just push back a little bit, man. It's definitely things that you can manifest, but it has to be reality. Listen, ladies. That man got 5 kids. He already taking care of them. He got all the time in the world for you. He's spending hella bread on you. You're not going to manifest him to a good baby father for you, okay?
I mean, unless he Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, nah. We gonna, hey, maybe. A Lil Durk is an anomaly. Let's just be clear. There's not too many millionaires, black, early 20s. You know what I mean? Like, that's an anomaly. So like the way his life goes and his choices, that's we gonna get into him. We asked Deck a question about him yesterday.
I love Lil Durk.
Sean, what's
no more argument? Second time, like, all right, whatever. Like,
shout out to you.
I like that law of attraction. I'm very much into the law of attraction. Visualizing what you want and holding fast to it, seeing it, colors, smells, taste, everything, and then really coming to fruition.
I think people think the word magic was just in the dictionary. I don't think they don't know how magical the world is. And I'm not speaking from like a weirdo perspective. I'm dead ass serious. You can literally, everything I have today, you can manifest that shit into reality. You get what I'm saying? Like I've dreamed my life today into reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on like things being magic. And I feel like Much Better Studios is like Hogwarts for real. Like it's a bunch of wizards. Because we have 19-year-old full-time entrepreneurs, 20-year-old full-time, 21-year-olds. Like they literally graduate high school and they're like, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. This the World Takes Podcast episode.
World's greatest.
World's greatest podcast. You hear me? So I'm gonna just push back a little bit, man. It's definitely things that you can manifest, but it has to be reality. Listen, ladies. That man got 5 kids. He already taking care of them. He got all the time in the world for you. He's spending hella bread on you. You're not going to manifest him to a good baby father for you, okay?
I mean, unless he Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, nah. We gonna, hey, maybe. A Lil Durk is an anomaly. Let's just be clear. There's not too many millionaires, black, early 20s. You know what I mean? Like, that's an anomaly. So like the way his life goes and his choices, that's we gonna get into him. We asked Deck a question about him yesterday.
I love Lil Durk.
Sean, what's some of the services y'all offer at Much Better Studios? Like for people that may not be from the town or who may not know. What do you guys offer?
So we actually develop entrepreneurs and creatives. So it's a difference because you can have your business that you're starting, whether you are a woman, you got a lash tech, or you do eyebrows or hairstylist, makeup artist. Some of the things that we have, or we have fitness trainers, and whether you operate out of your garage and stuff like that, you can rent space from anywhere. What makes Much Better Studios different is we develop the entrepreneurs. So how many, you know your landlord? You got a relationship with your landlord? Probably not, for real. A lot of landlords don't really give a fuck about you. They just want their money on first. You know what I'm saying?
We all own our shit here. But shout out to people with landlords.
Shout out to people with landlords, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but for the most part, when you're in a commercial building, you don't really have a relationship with the owner. You know what I'm saying? Or the landlord or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So we actually develop them by helping them with their back office, with their logistics, with their accounting, with their marketing, with their promotion. You get what I'm saying? So they might be taking business off just straight DM, and we show them how to make money while you sleep by creating a website or a booking agent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or they may not have a payment process, or they may not be familiar with how to get funding for their business, or they may not be familiar with bookkeeping and how important that is for their business. So we actually help cultivate them and build a culture, help them build a culture around their brand. I'm big on that, you know what I'm saying? It's very important to build a culture around whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You can actually just be having your business and doing business, but if you don't have a culture around your business, you probably not going to last that long, or you're probably not going to be as appealing, and you know it's competitive, so you're not going to outlast the next person who does have one. So we actually develop the entrepreneurs. They come into Much Better and they leave better. We have our aesthetic is a university, like my logo is based off a university crest. So they come in and we act as like an incubator, and we want them to grow and graduate. We call it graduate and move on. Like we celebrate when they quit their jobs and become full-time entrepreneurs. And then we want them to move on. We don't want you to be a tenant here forever. We want you to go. I'll give them my realtor's information. I show them, listen, this is how you can go get your own Much Better Studios and sublease as well. You get what I'm saying? And things like that. So we want them to graduate, because that speaks to our reputation. If you come in, you start a new business, and then you leave, you're successful, and now you moving on to better things, that speaks to our reputation, right? That gives us prestige. So now it's like, yo, you could go to Much Better Studios and they gonna really help you run it up for real. Like we operate 24/7, you know what I'm saying? Where a lot of times you might have to leave 7 to 9, but nah, we 24/7. We want you to run it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got like a real family culture in our building. When you walk in there, it's just like going into the Apollo for real. It's a certain energy that we have in there that you're not gonna find nowhere else.
You know what I'm saying? How can somebody get in touch? Like if they need to, if they want to book, they want to get down, they got an idea, they just need to push over the hump. What do they do to get in touch? And
so you can, it's various ways. So you can text us, you can hit us. So we prefer email. You can hit us up at info@muchbetterworld.com.
Okay.
You can hit us on the DM, Much Better Studio, at Much Better Studios. You can hit my personal DM at Quayshawn with an extra N. So it's a couple ways you can reach out to us. We will. I have a team that handles that, so we will get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful. But listen, I'm gonna ask you something though. Can you shout out the person who made your crescent?
I did.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I made my own logo. I don't make logos.
Yeah.
That was the first logo I made.
Did you try somebody else and that shit?
Nah, I'm always creative, so I don't really like outsourcing for like if it's something I can do myself, and I just starting. So I just went on Canva.
I love Canva.
I went on Canva. I made my logo. They allow you to make things transparent.
Yeah.
And I made my logo, and it ain't really take me long. I just knew what I wanted. I wanted my logo to embrace a university aesthetic, because I didn't go to college, and I felt like a failure not going to college until I was like 26, 27. I just felt like my mom was disappointed in me and stuff like that. And my family was pushing me to school, and I hated school. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna build my own fucking school. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you something. I went to school for business, bro.
Yeah.
I got a bachelor's in that shit.
Word.
Bro. And like it's keywords you use and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this boy know business. You don't gotta go to school.
Well, also working at Merrill Lynch helped sharpen me as well, because I'm coming off the block into a whole corporate environment, and I'm interacting with diverse groups of people that I would never see on a day to day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Every job, yo. Like,
Where a lot of people don't know that. Like,
finance.
I walk every day. I look like this is like my uniform. I wear all black every day, and I'll be in sweats, and you might see me. I might have paint on all over me and stuff like that. But I used to wear back now. We used to come to work drippy, like with suits and dress clothes on every day. You know what I'm saying? So that corporate background really helped me understand just different things that I wouldn't have learned in other places. And then YouTube University, bro. I'm obsessive when it comes to like, I have silent mentors. I call them silent mentors. I have direct mentors and silent mentors. So silent mentor is somebody that I would just watch and study from afar. They may not even know. So like one of my silent mentors that really crushed me was Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like, he gave me the idea. He added to the business model of Much Better Studios how we rent out space, because they were working on a project in LA called Vector 90, where they were actually having office space, and they will allow people in the community to utilize office space in exchange for work hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, fuck that. That's a non-profit shit. I'm for profit. Like, you gonna pay for the space.
Get it twisted. Them nonprofits.
It's for profit.
They do.
Everybody.
They do.
These motherfuckers been trying to cure cancer for all my life. Motherfuckers be connected.
They do.
Right.
Shout out to my mom. She has Beautiful You. She does it every year in October. And she celebrates breast cancer awareness.
Shout out to
Like,
your
you know what I
mom.
mean? She had tried to make it fun for people to donate. And
Yeah.
that's her call. She's been doing that for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Word.
But you know, like I said, they've been them nonprofits. She sent it to like the Cancer Association or something like that of America, some shit
Yeah.
like that. Them motherfuckers still trying to find a cure. You
Yeah,
hear
that
me?
shit, that's a little weird
They-
too.
She be sending that bread.
They get, you know, that's a whole
That's a whole
nother,
nother-
that's a whole
yeah,
nother
yeah,
segment
yeah.
because that industry.
Because how we got the vaccine for Corona? though,
that
every year,
that
right?
industry is very like, you know, you
Yeah.
got that's like a whole nother
Right.
segment.
But
But
she's still a motherfucker, so.
yeah,
But like,
Yeah.
let's fight that shit for real though. Let's fight
Right.
it just like we fought
Right.
Life is a
Corona.
business, bro.
Because cancer
Life is
to
a
me,
business.
Yeah, life
cancer is the
business.
most like the most dangerous thing that mankind has to worry about. That's the most dangerous predator we have to deal with is cancer, opposed to anything else except ourselves.
Yeah, I want to get everybody's thoughts on that. I want to go around the table. Wait, Sean, what do you think is the most dangerous thing that mankind has to face? Be it says cancer. I just want to hear.
You talking as like far as like viruses and stuff like that?
As far as anything, like what's the most dangerous thing out there? Is it cancer? Is it...
I think it's ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's ourselves. Sometimes like, cause we're the only species on the planet that put bad stuff in our bodies, like intentionally. Like, dogs don't eat like for the most part, like other animals and stuff like that, and fish stuff like that. They don't eat things that kill them.
Yeah.
We do. We smoke. We drink.
Yeah.
Like we eat bad food. You get what I'm saying? And we know it's not good for us. We actually do it. You know what I'm saying? I think ourselves. We talk. We have bad self-talk. Sometimes we can talk ourselves out of things. Sometimes we can think ourselves out of things. I call it analysis paralysis. You know what I'm saying? You can overanalyze something and never do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think people for real.
So,
you know what? I agree with him, and I was gonna say that. I was like, I was gonna say that
think
people
we're our own
like
worst
our own worst enemy because we don't understand each other, right? Like people don't understand people, and it's crazy. And I feel like they really should start teaching like psychology from like kindergarten. Like at a baby age. Now like in schools they have something called, I think it's SEL, social emotional learning. But I feel like from the womb we gotta teach psychology, like how to deal with another human being. Like we don't know how to deal with human beings. Like I don't
have social skills.
Yeah, social skills. I don't know what will make him tick or you know, and that's where I think racism comes from. It's like that fear of another human, right? And I feel like we are like just like our own kind of worst enemies. Like we don't know how to deal with each other. We gotta start that from like babies and that understanding, and I think it'll kind of make the world a better place.
How you feel, man?
You know what? I don't really have an answer. The reason I was interested though is because I heard somebody recently say, I don't remember people just talking about America, but he said obesity. So when you said cancer, I just wanted to see where everybody else head was at.
Obesity, not the mankind, it's maybe the westernized people or
Americans.
Americans. Let's say Americans.
Cause like over in Europe, certain foods they sell here. They don't sell that shit
Mad
anymore.
places in the world you go.
Like you're not eating
like people not big.
Takis. What the fuck is Takis, y'all? I hate that shit.
Abnormal.
What y'all
when we was coming
Takis,
up, well,
man?
y'all a little younger. Well, y'all a little slightly younger. But like when we was coming up, big was like, it was like maybe one big kid in the school, in the class or something. People made fun of them. Sometimes they didn't, but it was like one. You know what I mean? Now it's like it's a
3 out of 5.
I want to get your thoughts on obesity though. So is that something? How do y'all feel about obesity?
I think that's a serious problem.
It's a serious problem. It's a serious problem.
It's a serious problem.
I watch.
I don't like the idea of tap dancing around that.
Yeah, it's a serious problem. I watched something real quick called, I think it's like Family by the Ton, right? And it's like everybody in the family, like together, they like over like 3,000 pounds. And it was an episode, real quick, it was an episode, the cousins was in a car, they was on their way to a potluck.
And
they bought 10 boxes of pizza.
I seen that.
Them niggas ate
and they
6
recorded
boxes.
the whole song.
Yeah,
They ate 6 boxes of pizza
Yeah,
among 2
gladiators.
people on their way to a potluck because one of their aunts, who was a big John, was having, I think, gastric bypass or something like that, one of them surgeries, but they was going to go celebrate that. And it's like 2 people in the car and they ate 6, like that shit. I love pizza. I fucking love pizza. 6 boxes though.
Yeah.
I was so confused. And then got in the house and still ate.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
It's really, it's a mental thing. I think the
It's
foods
not
are
fun.
addictive. It's like
Yeah,
the
I
sugar,
think
not
the
so much
carbs.
that.
It's like, it's worse than crack cocaine.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
It is. It's addictive.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the idea that you can't say anything about an obese woman, whereas men are totally fair game? You can say anything about
Fat sloppy nigga, what bitch wanna lay with you?
Yeah, I think it's mad double standards when it comes to men and women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how
You agree with double standards?
Like, I feel like there's a lot of examples of things that women get away with that men don't get away with, and vice versa.
Do you co-sign that though? You think it's okay for men to get fat shamed, but not women?
I don't think it's okay for nobody to get fat shamed. Like, for
So
real.
you fat is just like you embracing, you
Is
give
being
this shit
fat
like love your
okay?
curves. You
Yeah.
tell a nigga love your curves?
So we
Nah,
You
I'm
look
really
curvy,
not.
curvaceous.
I'm not.
Yeah.
How do I?
It's funny because
I need media training. How do I escape this? Y'all trying to get me canceled. He said, "So you okay with telling them
no.
nigga?"
So I feel like for the big black man.
Yeah, big beautiful man.
Oh,
Listen, I'm a photographer.
A
Shameless
black
plug.
beautiful,
right,
Use discount code
a black beautiful Negro man.
right.
Use discount code Thickiana for 20% off your next photo shoot.
I-
We embrace the big girls.
Bro, I was gonna ask you that. Can we get a code? Can we get a
Yes,
code
we
for
will
our
have a
podcast?
code made after the show.
I know who I want our code to be for.
Okay, who?
It's for people who fucked with somebody who wasn't the one. You hear me? The shit was botched. We doing half off for them, a half off package for them.
What you mean? Was it like broken hearts?
They
Like what?
they went and fucked with the wrong photographer.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
shit wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
They
Gotcha.
bring it to Much Better Studios.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Much
give us the
better.
WTP,
Yeah.
the WTP code,
Okay.
and then they get 50% off one of the packages.
Yeah.
Man, but they have to bring.
better code than
They
that.
That's
Well,
all
six-
out.
Code than that.
Well,
Better
60.
code about the name of it.
Oh yeah,
WTP.
whatever you want.
Let us get can our shit be World Takes?
World Tape.
World Tape.
We will have a code.
Promo
When this
code
gets
World
put out,
Takes.
we will put it out with a code with
World
World
Tapes.
Tapes.
But they
50%.
gotta bring they botched photos.
Yeah, you gotta show us that you went and fucked with somebody else.
somewhere else.
You know what I'm saying?
But what if you just need photos? Like you still can't use the code. It's only for box
it's for
photos.
the box
Yeah,
photos.
you gotta-
The ones who made a mistake.
That's promo
They ain't
code
fuck with the one.
Thickiana, right? This is what we said.
Thickiana.
Thickiana. That's promo code Thickiana. If you don't have the box photos, that's promo code Thickiana.
Well, now we do got a St. Patrick's Day sale. Okay, so we
The box.
follow all the marketing from
The
all
box
corporate
surgery?
clients. Promo code Lucky for St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
As a businessman, we celebrate every holiday.
St. Patrick's Day tomorrow?
It is. It is.
I gotta be aware of shit like this.
Right. And I'm gonna put, you know, I'm gonna put out a business. I'm gonna put out a code too. I think MKE gonna do. I want to give my ladies maybe 50% off.
Okay.
World Takes though.
World Takes is the goal.
We get a World Takes promo code at MKE Collection for my ladies.
World Tape, 50% off starting midnight.
That's
With the
get
code.
it.
With the code.
With the code.
World Tape.
MKE.
MKE
Mind you, she been doing
Collection.com.
MKE since I met her. Okay?
Yes, it's so
Yeah.
crazy,
10
right?
years
And
strong.
it's so crazy because like I've known Q for the longest, and to really see him like he's really evolved, y'all, and he's always had that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
But like to see him here today and talk about his struggles and talk about where he is and where he know he's gonna be, like it just warms my heart.
Yeah,
like I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that.
You know,
Yeah,
we go way back. We had those dreams,
Yes.
and like to see him actually really
Yes.
come into
He
life.
did.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I really
Keep it real. That good fly all her life.
Deck McFly all her life. I'm not gonna lie. Since I met her,
Yeah.
she was coming to work
Yeah.
on some shit. Yeah, she was on some shit.
Motherfuckers
I was
think
like,
it was
damn, I
that
can't
MK8.
wait to get 26. She
You
made
was
26 with
bad.
some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I remember those days. You know,
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think y'all understand what's going on here. We got Young Royalty in here. We got Big Deck. We got Q. We got Much Better Studios. We got MKE Collection in the
Yeah.
building on the same night. This is episode 58. This is
Yeah.
the Much Better episode.
Hey, yo, I
I
love
told
that.
you this is the world TV. I told you this was the world greatest podcast.
definitely the world's greatest podcast.
Y'all ain't listening to me, but now y'all see it with your own eyes. Make some noise.
I love the sound effects. That's hard.
I love it.
I got a show tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna be running like this.
All right.
Noise.
Let me ask you something though. Let me ask you something. Is there any expansions in your head, like from like
You already got the two.
Yeah,
from
so-
a different city, different
Yeah, so
country?
my dream, so what we're talking about is kind of like a real small fragment of like where I see myself and what my dream is. So my dream, I grew up going to Disney World my whole life.
Yeah.
Like every year my dad would take me. So my dream is actually create something like that. Like I want to design like roller coasters and attractions and like how Disney took over Orlando. They got resorts, they got restaurants, they got entertainment.
Kanye West, so
Yeah.
y'all
Nah, real shit though.
young royalty.
Yeah, you
Yo,
gotta
so you
dream
can understand Kanye plot.
For sure, he's a futurist. I'm a futurist as well. I share like you know what I'm saying. Like every now and then I might crack a smile for 2022,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but I'm really in 2030.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like
That
that's
makes
kind of where I see it. And it's like my brand like being that big. You know what I'm saying? To where we are dabbling into entertainment, sports. You know what I'm saying? Restaurant and tourism and things like
Fashion.
that. Fashion, because we do have merchandise as well. So like just like that's kind of where I see my brand. As far as Much Better Studios is a very small sector of the Much Better brand umbrellas. But yeah, I plan to put a Much Better Studios in like Wawa for real.
Word.
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh, man, that boy got the Wawa vision. I know it can
love
happen
it.
though.
I love it.
I know it can happen right now on the East Coast, man. You heard it first from the World Takes podcast, man. This man got the East right now.
Got
Seriously,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna tell you something. As a young single male, I look at the Much Better Studios. I'm like, damn. Only like the baddest of the baddest come fuck with the Much Better Studios,
Yeah,
man.
I appreciate that, and I feel like that's just because like it didn't start like that. But what I've seen, just as like me sitting back watching, bad chicks or fly chicks follow other fly chicks.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
called
once-
social proof.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once they see, all the baddies going there,
Yeah,
I want to go there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People are just followers.
yeah.
That's where the social media get followers and shit from. Like everybody just followers. For real. So once you start shooting a certain caliber of people, everybody want to be there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
It's like with chicks though, they want something that's proven, something that's reliable. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and it's an experience too, because it's a lot of photographers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also like personable. I'm very professional. The badder the chick is, the more professional I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like we create like a whole vibe experience. I remember when I first started, we used to have like they come for their photo shoot, they get hookah, a bottle of Bel Air.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? We making it a whole. Remember I talked about the
Experience.
culture of the
Yeah.
brand. So we making it a whole experience and a whole vibe. We want you to leave feeling like you want the Chick-fil-A for real. I'm hitting you with the My Pleasure, like all that. You want to get top tier customer service.
Yeah, that Polynesian sauce.
Polynesian sauce, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we might do that.
That's what we trying to do on the World Takes podcast. Honestly, we want to make sure y'all have a good time regardless of anything else.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
ask y'all something. Earlier, you was telling us about how you got into photography. I want to ask everybody else. You said you was in a public relationship.
Yeah.
Now this was when you was a little bit younger, right?
Yeah. This was 2 years ago. That's when I just started.
Or was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, looking back, and still a question to apply. How do you feel about public relationships now? Is that something you still would entertain? I want to get.
I would be in a public relationship. Okay. It's very, very difficult for me to date now. It just is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be thinking I'm rich, for real, and I'm not nowhere close to rich. Like, I'm probably make less than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I be talking. I'm a new business owner. I don't think people don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I definitely would be in a very public relationship. But what I learned is that I would make sure it's solid before putting it on Instagram. Before putting it out to the world, I will, especially now things are different. I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? So before I announce that I'm with somebody and stuff like that, I would make sure it's real solid. I know this is something, and I wasn't intentional about dating. That's probably why I got a daughter, you know what I'm saying? So so now I'm more intentional about dating. I was just dating just to date or just have a girlfriend or something. Like now I'm looking at different things like, okay, is this somebody I can marry? Would this person be a good mother for mother or role model, stepmother or whatever for my daughter? You know what I'm saying? Like I look at different things now, so it's gonna take a minute, you know what I'm saying? And I move slow. Like I ain't like the nigga that's we about to fuck on first day, whatever. Like I move real slow, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to build a friendship first.
Zach, how about you?
I'm naturally
she tried to top you off in the car on the way back from the first date. You like, oh, not chill.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, who else you did this to? Like, you just your Bob, like, you be out here, like, off the first night topping, like, nah, it's over. Like, I used to like you.
Respectable.
Yeah.
That never had a one night stand in her life, so that's
I didn't.
I had plenty of them. I was very toxic.
Yeah, you was a party promoter.
Yeah, I had a very toxic.
You was slamming them girls at one point.
Listen, man.
We all know how party promoters do. It's no secret.
They be having everybody in VIP. They don't even know. Like, but we all here for
whatever to be in VIP sometimes.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I was.
It's crazy.
It was bad for your boy out here.
For me, I'm very private though.
Like,
in a good way, but in a bad way. Like
I'm like super private, like about a lot of things. So I don't know. Like I'm not against public relationships. I just need to know that it's like really solid and like this is it before I go public. And me going public is probably like we're out and like a picture is taken and then like I post it. It's not like, you know, a post with like a whole long caption and he's my this and he's my that. It's just me being in my natural state.
Right.
But naturally, I'm like very private. So you won't even know I'm dating somebody maybe for like the first 6 months to a year. And then like, you know, you may like see pictures here and there. So.
I'm the same way.
What about you, B?
I don't do public. Like, one thing I learned, I'm a little older than most of the people here at this table, right? And I'm gonna give y'all some gems, you know. That's what I'm about to start doing, giving them gems. I used to be the one who just coming with the antics and my boy be more serious. I'm about to start taking over the gem section. One thing about people, man, the more you let them know about yourself, the more they just use that opportunity to judge you or tear you down and stuff like that. So if it's unnecessary to let them know, don't let them know. Like, I mean, they don't need to judge you. How my dick getting wet, you know what I mean? What kind of juices on my dick?
Yeah, you know what?
I agree, and it it's making me more attractive. Like now, my life, the nature of my job gives me a lot of attention. So now I try to keep my personal stuff a little bit more separate, and it gives a certain mystique about you. You know what I'm saying? It leaves more to the mind to wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I agree with that.
Me personally. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. None of my relationships is going on the social. We're not doing it for the social. It's not that. I'm a very private person. You hear me? If you want to be in a relationship with me, it's not because you want to show off on social media for some attention or for some clout. You hear me? It's because you enjoy me for me.
Gotcha.
Simple as that.
Nah,
if there's anything other than that, it's not gonna work out for me personally.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm a little more old school.
And let me ask you something as a woman on the table. Is it possible to enjoy a man just for being them, or we gotta bring something else to the table?
I mean,
you mean I've been asking her this question since I met
yeah.
Since
I got having business. You gotta have 15,000 a month.
When I met that, we had conversations like this. When I met her, we had conversations like this.
Or no,
when I met her, it was like, you had to have money.
Yeah, because honestly, like,
well,
you know,
here though, here.
You know, the back
here though. He here.
But yeah, it's like, you know, it's honestly like, you have to bring more to the table than personality, because personality doesn't take care of a household.
That's
you know,
that.
it doesn't pay the bill.
Friend.
Yeah, like it's just a cool friend, and that's a plus to have. But like, how are we building our future together? Like, what are we leaving behind for our kids? Like, you know, what are we teaching them? Like, I'm very big on finances, because finances, it's money is security sometimes. Like, as much as we don't like to think of it like that, that's really what it is. Money allows you to travel the world, to eat the best foods, to pay your bills on time, and money can be a stressful thing.
Especially for a woman. A woman needs security.
We need security, and that's what we look for in a man. We look for security. A real woman, in my opinion. You look for security. You want somebody to be able to protect you. Like, I know I can pay my bills and my mortgage on time, but God forbid if I fall sick, can you pick up that slack? Like, you know, or like you gonna be out on the streets. Like, so you just want that security. You just want to know that you can protect me if I can't do it for myself. You know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
My husband was on his hands and knees. A woman likely be on their knees, just
please stop.
rock bottom.
Yeah, something.
I'm in the bind, Nate.
Yeah, I feel like this is important. This is important because at what age did you start feeling like that? Like, what age was it that you started feeling like you needed security from a man?
I really feel like that. Like,
she felt like that.
Like, you know, 26, 27, I started to not, you know, like my relationships kind of meant more. It was just like, okay, I started thinking about like, well, can I marry this person? Like, can I spend the rest of my life with him? Like, what can we accomplish together? Like, I'm that type of person. Like, how can we get from point A to point Z, and like, how can we build? So I feel like that age, like 27, 28, I started to think like that. I didn't always implement it, but that was my thought process.
Here's why I asked. Earlier, you said men don't reach their financial strides till what age?
To about 40.
About 40.
They stride. Like, where they figure out, like, I'm a
at 26 years old, you getting with a man and you expect him to already be in his financial stride?
It's not already. So for me, it's not the already. It's the working towards, because I'm still working to my financial stride at that age.
It's the ambition.
It's the ambition. It's the goal.
Making money or
right.
on the path to making that shit
Yeah,
quickly.
so it's like, you know, so at that stage, I feel like you kind of fall in love with the potential, right?
Okay.
He has the potential to be X, Y, Z, but once you start getting older, once you like,
fucked up.
once you get like your 30s and you 32, you looking like that potential ain't nothing.
But you was looking for that within your age range. You wasn't looking for somebody obviously 40 years old.
Oh yeah, I wasn't looking for a 40-year-old. I was looking for somebody within my age because I wanted to grow with that person. Like, I want us to laugh and look back like, yo, you remember when we used to X, Y, Z, and now like this is what we have and this is what we're doing. So
that's exactly what I was looking for. Would you be willing to grow?
Yeah, at a younger age, I'll be willing to go. At the age that I am now, I don't.
At a younger age, you wasn't willing to grow.
No, at a younger age, I was willing to grow. The
you
older
was gonna
I
deal
get,
with somebody with potential. He was fucked up and whatever.
Yeah, because at that age, I wasn't where I wanted to be too. At 26, 27, 28.
Okay.
But I feel like.
Yeah, she happened.
I'm not.
I kind of shot myself a little bit. And I knew I ain't had no money.
No, it's like the thought process. And
she always wanted a nigga with money, and when I was
just not later like, yo, you gonna get that money in 10 years?
Yeah, nah, she always wanted.
How old were you when you met her?
20.
20, right? She ain't say, yo, if you can get that money by the time you 30, we can work this shit out.
I knew I didn't talking to her. I knew I had no chance to fuck her. Like, you know what I'm saying? No chance.
She was already dealing with people who are probably already had.
Just the thing she was telling me she was
looking.
looking for in niggas and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, like I don't got my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't. And I always had probably till I got like 25, something like that. I remember hearing stuff like that from a female and like debating with them and stuff like that. But the only niggas who calling them gold diggers, but the only person who have a problem with that, her way of thinking, is broke ass niggas. Like who don't have it. You don't have it because she's saying
right now.
She's actually saying basic shit. You know what I'm saying? She's not asking for a lot. She's not asking.
Right.
Now having a daughter.
Yeah.
You want that for her.
You feel me?
Hey, listen, don't baby boy nigga out. You feel me? Yeah, baby queen, don't baby boy nobody out.
Nah, hell
that nigga gotta put them bills up. We gotta cover some shit.
I understand that though. I remember having the half and half conversations and shit and like not understanding that until like I became an agent like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be. But like she said, a real woman also can provide as well. So like women provide structure, organization to your life. You paying the mortgage, but she is really making the house a home. She's handling shit. I remember thinking stay-at-home wives was not like a real thing, but it's really a thing. Like that, they doing a lot, raising kids and shit. That's a job.
Modern day women find stay-at-home moms weak.
That shit, that's
on some sucker shit.
Nah, they got it fucked up.
They got it fucked up.
Because that's a big ass job. You know what I'm saying? That's a big ass job. And I'm just coming, my house.
But women don't fall for that no more. They want to be boss bitches.
Nah, but that's too. I like that too. Yeah, I think you can do both. You know what I'm saying?
You can do both.
I don't want just me personally. I don't want my girl working as hard.
Somebody gotta watch some kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Daycare and shit like that.
Yeah,
I do have daycare tossing your kids around when they crying.
Nah, you can do both. Cause she could be working from home. She can work from home.
You don't let nobody mug your kids because your baby mom want to be
a boss.
You hear
Nah, shout out to all the boss bitches wife for me.
Right. Sometimes you got to.
Bomb me, shit.
Sometimes you got to.
Don't let nobody mug your kids.
Don't let nobody mug your kids. Nah, we don't support that.
Word up.
Nah, I fuck with the boss bitches, you feel me? They make the world go round.
Yeah, even if you like working from home and running your own business from home, like you and your partner can still kind of find that balance of where I can be a mom and a wife 24/7, but I can still squeeze in the things I like to do and me running my business and still bringing income to this household.
I think the perfect example of that is Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I think that's an anomaly.
I think we don't know enough.
Yeah.
I think
the nanny could be raising the kids.
First of all, everything about them is rare. That's not
they are not
normal about that.
They like
and I
love
them too.
Y'all don't gotta think too hard about that. That's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, I stand.
Listen, hear me out. They great parents. They take care of their kids. And then they also entertain the world at the same time. That's huge. This is like take your hat off to that shit like that.
That is huge. It is huge. Being an anomaly, period. But let's not create the standard off of that.
It's
like that's like a far standard.
It's unrealistic. It goes back to what we was talking about earlier.
Manifestation.
You gotta think it is.
Thinking the money.
Keep it real. Keep the manifestation. Realistic goals.
You can't be.
Cause your heart will get broken.
What's not realistic about that though?
Beyonce and Jay-Z, bro. How many Jay-Z's have you read? How many Jay-Z's existed since you
I think you talking about the rapper
aspect. Beyonce's been.
I think his life
or just combined couple and making kids and legacy and all that. Whatever they got going on.
There's only one of them.
They're starting all these businesses and being multi-millionaires as black people.
They gave you the
and getting people out of jail and shit. Getting Negroes out of jail. Getting Negroes out of jail.
That's a far.
Getting Negroes out of jail.
We talking about an actual known cocaine dealer that skipped prison.
Like that's a super. Everything about that is an anomaly. And I feel like that's a problem with black people anyway. Enough that they look at these these celebrities, these 1%ers, and it'd be like, this is the standard. Nobody else do that.
I don't think it should be a standard. I definitely think you should always strive for excellence, but I think you should also understand
When y'all say
people's
this
journey.
is the standard, what do y'all mean? Because I never said the standard.
People always go to Jay-Z and Beyonce, or they go to celebrities like.
Look how they handle themselves though, and it's just like
they do a great job.
even you saying that, oh, that's an anomaly. Like it can't be done. It's like
I'm not
I'm
saying it
missing the
can't be
whole
done.
point of what I'm saying. Like
Gotcha.
I'm not saying you're gonna be Jay-Z tomorrow. No, but I'm just saying you can reach your highest level
Yeah,
and still be a good parent at
Yeah.
the same time.
Nah,
Like,
facts.
are you serious? Like, what are we talking about?
I feel like I'm
What
doing
are we talking about here? Can you reach your highest level and still be a great parent?
Yes, absolutely.
I believe
You
so.
can. You definitely
And
can.
I believe that.
As for women being an entrepreneur, like
What do you mean though? What do you mean?
It's still
If you
being-
have
I just
the
feel
talent-
like if both parents are entrepreneurs, like we already talked about, the hours that go into entrepreneurship is different from the hours that go into working a 9 to
Yeah.
5. Society's kind of set up in a way for two people to have
some
jobs.
people believe they can do
But
it,
to
and some
have
people
the
believe
two
they can't do
entrepreneurs
it.
in one household, that's like,
It's tough.
why not work on the same business together opposed to like two
When
entrepreneurs?
we talk about
Like,
manifestation, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Will manifestation work better with the person is saying, okay, we might have to work hard, but we can get it done? Or will it work better with the person that's saying, that's too hard, why not just work on one business together?
Hold on,
Who's
that's not too
gonna-
hard.
Who? Hear me out. For my people that know about manifestation.
Sneak. Everybody know about
No, I think you can
I don't
both.
know.
There can be two entrepreneurs in one household working on separate businesses, and you gotta take care of the kids. I just think you gotta just find balance.
How many hours do you work a week?
A lot.
How many? 40?
Nah, way more than 40. I was working 40 at a job.
Exactly. I mean, so if you and your wife working 40,
So she would have to do we would have to rotate. She would have to do some work from home. Some days I would have to do work from home. So we would have to find a medium and a balance between that. You know what I'm saying? Because who gonna watch the kids when they're not in school, they're not in daycare and stuff like that. So it's like you just gotta find a balance.
I think it's a
so
balance.
so other than that, like school and daycare is going to be responsible for everything.
Nah, I don't think school is responsible for educating your kids.
You can be home with them, but you ain't giving them that extra education because you got to put them hours in, right?
Yeah, but everything in life comes with sacrifice.
Wifey got, what you want to sacrifice, your career, or you want to sacrifice the children?
I think so. I'm speaking from my standpoint, right? So my mother, I'm gonna just break it down. We want to go back. My mother sacrificed time with me in order to break generational curses,
Right.
and build a legacy for us.
Exactly.
So we didn't have a close relationship until I was like 20. Which fucked me up to some
relate, bro.
extent.
Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? My mom always at work. You know what I'm saying? But that's the sacrifice that she had to actually. I call both my grandma's mom because my mom was always at work. So, but that's a sacrifice that she had to say. You know what? I'm gonna do this, but she got to get us out the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's better for her to have done that and put me in a predicament where now I can trace my
Is
dreams.
she an entrepreneur or she work?
Nah, she worked.
Right. Once again, it goes back to how much hours it takes to be an entrepreneur compared to
But-
working.
but-
Nah, but at
So
the same time, she was going to school and working, so that was the same as being an
It
entrepreneur.
still goes back to the same thing. You have to invest them hours in your business.
Right.
So if you're investing them hours in your business, it comes to slack off with the children.
Facts. It's a
Mine,
sacrifice.
like what you saying, like I grew up like that. I grew up with both my parents, but
Yeah.
like as for them raising me and
Yeah.
like having other people raising me and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
whether it's grandparents, whether it's schooling, whether
Right.
it's boarding school,
Right.
and shit I've been through.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? It's because they was working, maybe trying to break them generational
Yeah.
curses or whatever.
Right.
But
It's
a
sacrifice. Yeah.
So if it's two entrepreneurs in the house, it's just like a realistic talk.
Y'all gotta
Like to be an
sacrifice.
entrepreneur, if she doing A and you doing B, two different parallels.
Yeah.
It's hours that she's spending at her job,
Yeah.
at her business
Yo,
trying to
hear me
perfect
out.
it. If she wanted to
Hear
be
me out.
successful.
But not every
It's
entrepreneur
hours
about
that she's spending.
something.
But she don't gotta. Sometimes your job don't require you to be there to do work. So like,
That's the thing.
there's sometimes where I'm working and
Physically.
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I may not be paying attention to my
I
daughter
wanna
as much as
talk to
I
y'all
should,
about
but I'm
something.
still working. She's with me. You get what I'm saying?
She in
But
your
it's,
presence.
everything is a sacrifice. And that's the sacrifice that I'm choosing to make. I'm not able to actually. I'm spending time with my daughter, but I'm not spending as much time with my daughter as I would like to. But that's a sacrifice that I have to make in order to give her a better life.
And there's no gender biases with you on that though. Like,
Nah.
the same way you feeling. Like
Yeah.
Hear me out, y'all. I wanna talk about something, man, and it's something that's plaguing the black community. Not everyone is afflicted with it, but a lot of people is afflicted with it, and it's just one thing about black people. You get 16, you get 15, you get 17, you get 18, 19. You get too big for your britches. You think you too good for your family. You want to move out on your own. That's not what family is about. Like, a family is a family. Like, them kids really need to grow up with their parents and their grandparents. I'm gonna be honest, everybody really supposed to be like, this is how we used to do it back in the old days when we thrived. We got away from that. It's like now it's like you grow up, you hit 15, 16, 17, 15, 16, you might be running away.
Yeah, pew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? 17, 18, 19, if you still there, it's like, oh, I hate my parents. I gotta move out.
Yeah.
And this is like, whoa, what is you doing now? You get out there at 24, you had that baby. Now, relationship rocky with your parents. Relationship rocky with your grandparents. If they still alive, God bless them. You hear me? And it's just like, now your kids is coming up, the pride, they don't even know Papa, Mom. They don't even really know. You might have even left your baby dad. You hear me? And now the kids don't even know they dad. You hear me? It get tough in them black families, and I want black families to reevaluate how they handle everything. Cause they're not handling
That's a And I feel like it's different for us as like
Real family have
Come on, man.
friction and shit like
Come
that.
on,
man.
yo. What are
And
we doing?
Our mission is not the answer.
But I feel like it goes back to what I talked about, like the whole psychology of humans. It's like from kindergarten, pre-K to kindergarten, you telling kids share. From first grade to third grade, you like, you know what I mean? Like, don't, worry about yourself and don't be a tattletale. And then they get from 6th to 8th grade, it's like, oh, focus on you, focus on yourself, don't be nobody else's business. And then when they get in the teens, it's like, oh, you still a child, stay in a child's place. You a child, don't worry about what adults got going on. And then they 16, 18, oh, you an adult, you need to be out on your own, you need to be out, 18, you need to be on your own. So we confuse these kids from by the time they born until they get older. But I know for us, like honestly, growing up as foreigners, we grew up with our grandparents kind of like in the same household as us, right? It's nothing for you to see
I see that
Indians and other foreigners. Like we all live in the same household, same money.
Towing their car.
Hear me out.
9 people come out of this one
Right.
house. It's the grandmas.
Yes.
It's mad. They all
You
in
need
there.
help. I feel like every household, parent household with kids, you need the grand, you need.
But
it should
that,
be 3
but that
parents.
goes back to slavery, though.
Right.
We were
Yeah.
robbed of our culture. Like African Americans, we don't know ourselves. We don't know our history. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we were robbed of our culture.
Embrace it though.
Let's
So
talk
Takes
about-
podcast. That's what we giving them. Like
Let's
sometimes
talk
embrace
about-
it though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about building generational wealth, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Is you more than likely to build that generational wealth with the grandparents, the parents, and the kids in the house?
Yeah.
Or with everybody in a separate house?
You and your chick.
You living in a state with
Or
the
you
highest
and your
taxes in
boyfriend.
the country,
Yeah.
and everybody got their own separate crib. The grandparents, the parents, and
Cable
how is
bill,
y'all building
water
generational
bill,
wealth like
yeah.
that? You
You
can't.
can.
electric bill.
You can't.
And we already behind because white people have been, building generational
Grocery
wealth.
bill.
They've been passing out houses and homes to their
Them
kids.
bills go on, bro. Them bills go on.
Spring
man.
break coming up.
And then if
You
you
showing out house
separate
and
from
home.
your baby father, your child's mother, You feel me? There's 2 extra bills.
Yeah.
Cable bill, water bill, PSC&G bill.
Shout out to people who got
Grocery
cable.
bill.
I'm using Netflix, y'all.
Yeah, I ain't.
All this shit is a setback, man.
Like.
So we in the streaming era, y'all streamers?
Yeah.
Streamer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a streamer too. I'm a streamer too. But, you know, I do have Xfinity, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, okay. So you got a little bit of cable. You got like channel 1 through 25.
He got the package. The boy got everything.
The boy got everything. You got ESPN 1, 2,
Like,
3,
the
4,
boy
and
got
5.
everything.
I said the boy got his own money.
The boy got extra throw around
I
there.
got no TVs in my crib.
My boy got 1,500 already.
Damn.
Cable on the back end. You hear me?
They did like that, man. Shout out my Xfinity users, man. World Takes Podcast, episode 58. It's the more better episode.
Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
That boy,
Much better.
the drink sipping in there, sitting there.
I don't want that dime, man. We in here.
Oh yeah.
Hey yo, let hold on. We talked about something 50-50.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
We ain't going 50-50, like what?
What you going?
What you mean by
60-40 on her?
Nah, so like I don't like when I did live with my chick, I'm paying the rent for real. Like or where we were staying at or whatever, I'm paying for that. I don't really think my girl should I think I'm put into her life to well, we're both in each
So
other.
you had a
help each
crib
other.
before you met her, and then you paying the rent, and then she came in your crib, or you moved in her crib and took over?
We actually had separate cribs, and then we had moved into a new crib. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like I was paying. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna pay. Like,
50-50.
nah.
60.
He's just gonna do what he gotta do.
Yeah,
and she
I'm
gonna do. I like that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
So
So
she
you
was saying like she
go-
didn't get like the groceries, you
Cable
feel me?
bill.
Cooking?
She cooking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
She cleaning.
She cleaning. I'm
You
cleaning.
help cleaning too?
I'm helping to clean. You know
You
what
help
I'm saying?
cooking too?
I might cook some nights.
So,
Yeah, 'cause sometimes she might be
you
fine.
like,
I cook. I know.
I
I
love
like
it.
to cook.
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
I'm an artist.
So you okay?
Yeah.
You handling a lot. Oh, you're an artist, so you cook.
Cooking
You're
is
an
an art.
It
It's
is.
a form of art. So like I should like meals I be making be hitting. Like I could cook.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay.
that's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
gonna tell you something. Talking that right talk while she's popping you off after you stomach full is an art also.
I'm sick of him.
Not just
Yeah.
topping you
You
up.
gotta talk that right talk though as an art form.
I'm done. I'm really done with you. He gonna shake his head.
I feel it though. I feel it.
Yeah, you gotta
But
talk
nah,
that
I
right
can't.
talk.
No grown ass man is like no girl niggas is out here 50-50 and they chick.
Right.
Come on, bro. Like that's
So
the
what
least.
you think though? Like, give me a percentage then. Give me a exact percentage.
I think
That's what we need.
the relationship itself should be 50-50.
Okay,
You should be equally yoked with the
Yeah.
person that you in a relationship
but
with.
finances don't match to
I
the
don't think,
intangibles.
because I think it's financially, it's like this person is helping you physically, this person is helping you spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You
She
Right.
ain't all in your phone.
She ain't all in
In
your
your
face.
phone.
Trust, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't going in your
That's a
phone.
50%
You take-
banger
You know
year.
what I'm saying? Like she
You
ain't.
take care of home. Anybody got time to go through your phone?
You stay out
Nah,
nigga
yeah.
phone, that's at least 45%.
I ain't never had that
Well,
issue
you
though,
got
with the phone shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had that issue, but because I'm already right at this point. I'm already paying all the bills. So if she come in, I'm not gonna be like, all right, you here now? We going 50-50.
You
Like,
agree?
that don't even
That's
make
my
sense.
thing. Like
Too
you
much.
You was already living before she got there. You was
Yeah.
paying these bills. Whoop me bringing my toothbrush and my underwear over your house, and I'm
Yeah.
cooking
And then you ain't gotta worry about your bills no more.
Right.
Let me ask you something. Do it matter if they got kids already? You bring them kids in your life?
All right, so I only had my ex chick. She had a son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was cool, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I find actually that girls who be having kids be more established than chicks without kids.
Hell yeah, they got to.
You know what I'm saying? Because they got to grow up.
And they be more like
And at this
home,
point,
home ready.
I got a kid. I actually prefer somebody with a kid because they understand
mother
what it's like to
experience.
be a parent. I don't think we can't do nothing. Man, I'm sorry to all viewers out there. Like, I can't do nothing.
Oh, you got like this one with 3 kids though.
Ain't nothing against women with 3 kids, but I prefer not to deal with. I prefer not to go from 1 to 4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's kinda
He working on his PR, y'all.
Yeah.
That's real hectic. I love it.
Yo.
That's kind of hectic about it. You going from 1 to 4, that's a lot.
1 to 4.
Hold on, what if she got 3 by the same guy? though?
I don't
I
care.
don't care. It's just
That's-
He died. He
Don't
died.
So
Don't
she
matter.
just automatically nah.
Listen, if you got 3 kids,
Hold on,
I feel
man.
like you should focus on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you don't allow another
It's over
man.
for you. It's over for you.
Hold on.
Ladies,
Hey, baby.
although he's single, he's not doing the 3 kids.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know
Yeah.
now.
Not doing
So,
3.
nah.
3 ain't impossible. Nah.
Ah.
Cause then we gotta have one together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I went from
You
1
got
to
to.
5.
You want to be paying.
I feel like the
100%.
whole, first of all, the whole
You paying
car.
100%. You need to have kids, right? Or you disagree with that? Or you just having you paying 100% just for the personality?
Yeah, you funny as hell. I love it.
No, I feel like the whole car situation changed.
Personality?
We need a
Listen,
minivan at that point.
Yeah, I
Now
ain't.
we gotta
Or
trade in
you
both our
slide the
cool.
city?
If you got 3 already, I ain't the one for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair enough.
And that's what, you know,
Just
that's
because
what-
that's too much for me to handle right now in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna tell ladies too. Ladies, if he got 3 already. It's alright to come with his theory. Quayshawn much better theory. You hear me? Seriously, listen. Seriously, because even if I get to the point I got 3 of them, just know I'm out here on some mystical shit. I'm on my mystical shit. You hear me?
Yeah.
Shake it fast. Watch it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
He
one.
definitely on his dangerous shit. Stay away from them, y'all.
Hey.
I can't go from
If
1
I
to
got
4.
3, if I got 3 kids,
You got
right?
3, stay
Yeah,
away.
so I think that's no gender bias.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, ladies. If you got 3, 4 babies, you're a good woman, man. I let Woo out, man.
Oh, you taking them?
I'm taking
Hey, that's
it.
cat
Taking
though.
them.
Let me tell you, I know this boy. He cat.
Yeah.
You
I
got
told this
3,
nigga
4
on
of
the
them,
personal.
you a good woman. They all by the same nigga.
And he,
You feel
and
me?
he said he passed away.
He dead.
Shit ain't work out, you heard me?
Oh, word ain't work out.
It's gonna be hard for you to come up.
He had 2 before you. He had 2 or 3 before you. Light skin, brown eyes, hazel eyes. He had 2 before you. You had 4 with him. He moved on.
Ladies, you still got it, and you got
Them kids don't
4.
even matter.
Them kids,
Got
I
what?
got 2.
Even if they grabbing your phone like asking you got
Now you
kids.
gotta get a 5-bedroom, 6
Yeah,
bedroom
like the whole
house.
situation
Like,
changed. Like, you gotta trade. You gotta get a different car because like
yeah, you gotta.
you need a 7-seater now.
That's
You
a
bring
lifestyle
your 2
change.
around them 4. How did 2 come?
You heard me?
Yeah,
I
you
know.
go from 2 to
Let's
6.
hear him out. Let's see what he gotta say
overwhelming.
about this.
That is overwhelming.
My 2 can fight. You feel me?
Yeah.
But my 2 is
How old is your 2?
sociable too though. 14 and 9.
Oh, you got the big
Okay,
kid.
you got the big kid.
I got the big kids, but my 2, they sociable too, so they make friends and
You know.
do all
Like,
that
They
shit.
fucking with the 1 to 6. 4, 1 to 6.
yeah.
We Brady Bunch now. You hear me?
Not really. Brady Bunch wasn't 4, 1 to 6. And,
Brady Bunch was
13-year-olds,
behind.
bro.
Brady Bunch now.
Because sometimes, like, say, like, you got 1, and then she come with 3. Like, you may want to have more kids, but once she bring her 3, that's 4. It's like,
Yeah, we go.
Okay,
I'm
I want
done.
to slow things up. I want to slow things up. Man, I just want to ask one more question because we want to get into it. Is there anything that we got to look for Much Better Studios for
Yes.
22?
Yes.
2
Coming
3.
up, we have the best event that we've ever done, March 27th.
March Madness.
March Madness. I love March Madness.
March
I love
Madness
basketball.
I
is going
fucking
down.
love March Madness.
Hey
It's a
yo,
circus
they
song
couldn't
right
get
there.
one
It's Sunday,
DJ.
right?
It's a
That's
Sunday.
They
Sunday.
had to get
From
3
Cheetah.
DJs.
You couldn't get one DJ.
Yo,
We got
you
Nigga.
moved in.
Yeah, man, it's the best. It's like the best. I like to do things that I want to go to.
right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And I don't do events often. I don't go to events often. You know what I'm saying? So it's very exclusive.
What is it? Tell us.
It's the best day party experience ever.
Best day party.
Yes, it's a Cirque du Soleil theme. We got a bunch of different performance acts. We have 2 fashion designers. We got a pop-up fashion show. We got a hip-hop violinist. We got a flamethrower maker. He is going to be making stuff with copper in the middle of the show.
Who's the DJs?
We have DJ Bait.
Legendary.
DJ Bait.
We got DJ Put On. We got DJ Money Rich. And we got a variety of different women that we have coming. We got maybe like 15 girl staff. We got 2 star tenders. We got the Star Girls. We got 2 aerialists. They're gonna be performing on the actual aerial swing.
Gotcha. That's so dope.
We got, it's really gonna be like just a one of a kind experience. We got all the different pop up attractions. So it's gonna be like mixed with like a selfie museum. We got like a actual acting scene that we're gonna be doing. The lighting is going to change. We got a few vendors in the event as well.
That's dope.
So yeah, it's definitely a one of a kind experience. March 27th.
Damn,
I gotta be there.
Yeah.
Now you
coming through with the girls?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come through with the ladies.
Yeah, definitely having the
ladies.
ladies.
We got
dancing. They ain't like
we got bottle
they
service. We got unlimited hookah. Your ticket gets you free flowing appetizers. We got flavors by Indie. We got 3 actual chefs, 3 actual food.
How can people get tickets to that?
You can get tickets on muchbetterworld.com. They start at $100. And we do got early bird tickets for $80 right now. We got maybe like 2 or 3 left. We got bottle service. We got heavy
Hold on,
sparklers.
we talking bottle service. We talking food.
Hookah.
We talking the best DJs.
Yeah, we got a skillet. We got the Skillet Cafe. We got Kev as another chef, and then we got flavors by India.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So we got
man,
3 different variety
crazy,
of foods. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be like an experience. It's
How
definitely.
long is the early bird special?
The early bird tickets is just a number of them, so we got 3 left.
Oh man.
Yeah, for the general admission, but then we also, like I said, we do got
I
the
need some
sections. We got
VIP
3
tickets.
different sections. So we got like the floor seats. We call that like center stage, where they have like the best view in the house. We got window seats where we got tables. And then we also got a garden, a much better garden. We got a garden area where they're gonna have also like an exclusive area. And each section has their own private wager.
Gotcha. It's crazy because I'm thinking about doing something. We got a link. I'm thinking about doing something.
You overthunk that.
Yeah, I just wanted to top all my
paralyzation type
Yeah.
shit.
I wanted to top all my
get paralyzed.
And your ticket come with a photo
what you
shoot.
call that shit? The overthinking
Oh,
paralysis.
analysis paralysis.
Yeah, he
paralyzed.
get paralyzed with his shit though.
So like I said, and your ticket come with a
He
photo shoot by Much Better
overanalyzed it,
Studio.
though.
So you want to leave with a photo shoot. So you definitely want to dress there.
It come with a photo shoot?
And it come with a photo shoot.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta get tickets for that.
Photo shoot,
Definitely
yeah.
going
And
to
it's
the
from 2
website.
to 8.
Hold on.
Like I said, it's going to be a one of a kind experience. This is something you've never seen before, for real. We got like some of the best influencers in New Jersey, in the metro area.
Mm-hmm.
That's also going to be involved as well.
Listen, I want to take time real quick. I just want you to take your time and just advertise it because we're going to cut this and we want to promote this. Cause
Yeah.
I don't think people know. That's too much though.
Nah,
That's too
yeah,
much.
for real, for sure. Like I said, we got your ticket will get you the VIP section. We got unlimited hookah. We got free flowing appetizers throughout the event. We got 3 different restaurants involved, like chefs involved with the catering as far as brunch food. We had, like I said, 3 DJs. We got 2 pop-up fashion shows. We got a little play, like a skit. I used to act too, like do plays with my mentor Reggie Walker. So we got like a little play scene involved. We got a hip hop violinist. We got a copper maker. We had vendors. We had bottle service. We got a photo shoot. You come with a photo shoot, and then we got a bunch of different attractions and things that we can do in the studio. So you'll be able to, it'll be like a selfie museum. You'll be able to take pictures all throughout the venue.
Bro, that sounds like the
That's
greatest
so
show on
dope.
earth to me.
So that's what we've been marketing it as, the greatest show on earth.
That is the greatest show on
Yeah,
earth.
yeah.
That's what. Look, I ain't even see them marketing it.
Yeah.
That
so
sounds like it to me.
so like
Hey, Lou, you there?
I'm in there.
Diggs, you there?
I'm in there.
Yeah,
Definitely in there.
Yeah, it's on a Sunday. It's from, like I said, it's from 2 to 8.
Does he
And,
bring the ladies through? They
I'm
there?
bringing a lady.
If you don't go, you're gonna hear about it for sure.
That shit sound dope.
Nah, it's
Yeah,
definitely.
you
And they
gonna
gonna be
miss it
dressed
for
in.
sure.
We got like I forgot to mention, we also got body paint models. So they gonna be walking around. We got live.
Oh, he gonna like
The
that.
body paint models are gonna be like
body
live.
paint
You
models.
love the body paint.
So we got the body paint models.
Man,
They
who
gonna
don't
walk
like the
out
body paint models?
there. Exactly. So we got an artist
First
too.
of all, shout out the body paint models. Listen, if you made it to that position, you did well.
Yep. Yeah. It's definitely gonna be a thing.
All right. So this the part where we try to transition though into the more general topics.
Okay.
I know we've been
Yeah. I'm with it.
guys got right into it, but you know I'm gonna ask you something. Body count, does that matter?
I don't ask that question, so I don't be knowing nowadays. Cause I haven't asked that question since I was a young now. So you never gonna hear me ask what's your body count. I ain't gonna lie. If you made it thus far to the point where I'm actually fucking with you, I really feel like it don't matter who you was with, but for me, for real.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like you be starting fresh now. I'm here now.
that's a wife and everything.
Yeah, I ain't asking you, but I don't ask about nothing in your past, bro. I'm not gonna ask you about a nigga or who you was fucking with or none of that shit. Like, unless you volunteering that information, but you ain't never gonna hear me ask you your body count.
Let me ask you something. A lot of people don't check into this, right? You buy a car, that shit clean.
Mm-hmm.
Shit clean. No mileage on the dash. You hear me? Are you checking the Carfax?
Yeah, I'm gonna check the Carfax.
Why?
Cause I need to know, who the previous owners was of the car. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, a girl.